What is going on? What is going on? What an intro. That's a great song, by the way. Great, great song. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What do we think of that Thursday night football game last night? I thought it was pretty good. Only thing that sucked is I have a best ball team with Cooper Cup and Stafford, and those two drop touchdowns really hurt me. Really hurt. Shout out if you're in best ball. Best ball is best ball is fun. Definitely, if you haven't done a best ball league before, next year is is the year to do some best ball. Very, very entertaining. You just have to draft, set it and forget it, and you don't have to do much work after that, which is pretty cool. Definitely a fun endeavor. I'm glad I invested into best ball this year. Uh, if you are checking us out on X, head over to Twitch. You can come in the chat. This is week 16 of the Pikkit challenge. So if you are new, we've been doing a weekly challenge for the contest. Basically picking your favorite teams. Um, Sorry, this just started playing. Uh, Favorite plays. Each week it could be props, it could be sides, it could be totals. And each week we have a prize. Last week we didn't have a stream, so this week we will roll over that money. So uh, if you want to join, the winner would get $100 this week. So nice little Christmas mini bonus for not having to do much. um, we're gonna have people come on stream today. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Let's see here. Um, Pitch their plays. And if you come on stream, you get extra potential bonus points, which is nice because we have again $100 on the line this week. So um, definitely come on stream, pitch your play. I'll be on for the next hour or so, depending on who can come on and all that good stuff. But yeah, let me know who's in the chat right now. Say what up. We'll get started here shortly. I haven't really looked too deep into the week yet, but I will say that there are a few spots that I wanted to target, but I'm still kind of feeling it out. I think the prop market gets pretty tough at this point in the season, but when we do get down to the incentive bonuses, you typically see those like week 17, week 18. There are some opportunities. I just don't think at this point in the season there is much well, at least for me, there's not as much edge as I maybe had weeks 2, 3, 4, 5. But maybe that's just the way I bet. I, I still think there's stuff to find. I mean, there's so many different props. You just have to kind of search around, see what's out there. Um, yeah, I think there's enough. There's enough value. I mean, think about it. We got what 14 games, 15 games still remaining, and this week, and you have so many different teams, so plenty of opportunity. Um, my Broncos though, they have a pretty big game. I mean, if they lose, they're basically out of the race against the Patriots. Kind of curious what that line was sitting at. Um, I did see I thought I saw a 7. Yeah, 6.5. It's in that. Yeah, it's 7. Pretty much across the board. Wow, man, 7 points. It's a lot of points for the Broncos to cover. Um, 7 points. Does anyone think the Broncos can cover 7. I don't know. I do not know. That is a tall task, especially since the total's only 34. So we're talking what, like a 20 to 14 type game, 20 to 13, 21 to 13 ish. Um, yeah, that's tough. I don't know about that. Um, I don't know. Wanted to see some player props. I mean, Hunter Henry. Gotta always look at tight ends against the Broncos. Not a lot of numbers out for this yet, so we'll wait on that. I think one reason why tight ends are a great look against Denver. One, Patrick Surtain is just locking up dudes on the outside. Number two, receivers potentially could be a good look, but then I think our linebackers aren't the best cover guys either. So unless you have a stud tight end, you'll have maybe Justin Simmons try to guard him. But if not, you just have a lot of opportunity with the tight ends. No, there's not a lot of numbers there. Let's see here tomorrow. So we have oh wait, hold on. Tomorrow we have the Bengals and the Steelers. A spread is sitting at 2.5 for the Bengals. Player props. I think Chase is ruled out. Tyler Boyd could be kind of a sneaky little candidate for receptions at 3.5. I don't hate that. I think Mason Rudolph is getting the start. Pass attempts 30.5. This is an interesting game because I could see the Steelers really trying to run heavy, but at a certain point, if they're down, game script flips. But at the same time, though, Mason Rudolph, I don't think is a quarterback you need to treat in that light because he has shown, glimpses and he's played in games. Like, I don't know if you have to adjust an offense and just, the Steelers offense already is probably pretty run oriented as it is. So I don't think you really change much. It's hard to say though. It's hard to say. And then the other game is probably going to be more of a marquee game, just more on the line, at least from the Bills' perspective. Chargers at home, taking on the Bills. And I'll tell you what, I know that there's a lot of hype now on the Bills, and the NFL is so funny, right? Because we go from, the Bills Super Bowl contender to Josh Allen sucks. Like, we need to have a conversation about, is this guy even elite and all this stuff. And now it's flipped again. And, we're back to, oh yeah, the Bills are legit. Um, but I think that's when you look to try to fade a team, right? And you have a Chargers team who fired their head coach. There's so much variance, I think, that comes with that. Um, I don't really want to be a team, or I don't really want to be someone who's betting on a team like the Bills in this situation, facing a team like the Chargers. Personally, I just think that you don't you don't know what you're gonna get, really. I mean, if anything, like, this is the way I think. I think if you like the Bills, you take something alt. You take something over 14.5. Try to get a plus money bet if you think they're gonna steamroll them. And if you like the Chargers a little bit, maybe play something closer to like 6. I don't know. It's just like one of those spots that the line itself, I think, in theory, just I don't see a lot of value on. But it's only one man's thought, so um, we'll have to see. Total's at 44.5 on that one. Let me pull up unabated actually. Let me get unabated up in here. Uh, 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 uh. Share my screen. Yeah, that sounds like a sounds like an endeavor that either way we're eating chicken cutlets. It's just, are they good chicken cutlets or bad chicken cutlets? But who knows? Let's see here. I was about to share screen. Oh, it's not what I want. It's not what I want either. It's not what I want. Not what I want. See if we can find the. Nope. Nope. Oh, I guess that works. There we go. Let me make this bigger. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Let's take a look at that Giants game. 13.5. Low-key iCarly. Sure. What do you guys think about this whole Boston Scott dialogue? He's known as the Giant Slayer. He's had some crazy disproportional numbers against the Giants. Last season, going into the final week, he had 2 carries in 3 games leading up to that game, and then ended up having 9 and a touchdown. I kind of buy it a little bit. You know, it's one of those things where if a head coach and the game plan is kind of, if it's developed to put a guy in like Boston Scott, like if they're doing installs for him, who's to say that he's not going to be out there getting the ball, right? I don't know. I mean, he's had touches this year, not as much as last season. Oh, we got a Han in the queue. Give me 1 second. Let me pop this back. Pop this back. There you go. What's up, man?
What's up? How you been?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Just a little under the weather. I'm in Miami, so it's what happens to everybody when they come to Miami.
I feel like a lot of people are sick too. Maybe it's just in my in my circle, but I feel like a lot of people have been getting sick. But I don't feel bad for you because you're in Miami. So
Yeah.
what? First off, just because I was just talking about it. What do you think of this whole Boston Scott discussion?
Well, I wanted it, but I wanted to buy in, and then I woke up, and I was just like, "Oops! I should have gotten it when it opened." And I closed my browser and said, "Nope."
Yeah, it did. What, plus 100 down to what is it sitting at now?
Yeah, I don't know. When I
It's
woke
good
up, it
down
was
to,
like he was like plus 250 to score a touchdown. I'm like, "All right, thanks a lot."
yeah. My thinking with this is I've seen some people that I really trust say like it's a terrible bet, even at plus 100. But I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but it's like I'm pretty sure Sirianni knows about it, and
Mhm.
if he's like trolling, I know it's hard for some people to fathom. Like they're like, you think like a NFL head coach is really going to come in and like try to put Boston Scott, but if he has success and if they if in practice if they're doing installs for him, I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, but like it's definitely not something where I want to take the no, even though it's a good bet to take the no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's too risky. It's just there's too much speculation. So I'm
Yeah,
with you there. It's really interesting because I mean there already is a lot of money on that, and it's funny of
yeah.
all the players that we could talk about. Like there's going to be a significant amount of money on him, but oh well.
Yeah,
What do you
so
like? What do
this
you
is
like this week?
Justin Fields MVP all over again.
Tell me more.
Anyway, so this week Twist is Monday game, right?
Yeah. So we have we have 3 on Monday. It looks like it's the Raiders, Chiefs,
Yep.
Giants, Eagles, and then Ravens, 49ers.
I'll give you two plays. I'll give
Okay.
you my largest bet of the week,
Ooh.
and I'll give you the twist play.
Okay.
So, largest bet of the week. If you've followed along my Twitter at all, you know that from the start of his career, I've thought that Nick Mullins is not a professional quarterback.
Okay.
I got slandered for this for saying that he's not better than Dobbs.
Mhm.
In the first half, people were victory lapping that he's better than Dobbs. And lo and behold, we started to see the real Nick Mullins. Regardless, this is not about my feelings. My biggest bet of the week is Vikings plus 3.5. So last week, I'm sorry, but I reaped the benefits of the Lions laying only a few points against the Broncos. Clear bounce back spot for them. But
Good bet. I mean,
yeah,
it was one of those that it was so easy that everything that was going to
yeah,
happen happened, and yeah.
yeah, it felt square, but I mean, Ben Johnson is for a coin.
Yeah, Broncos on their third
But this
road
week's
game in a row. Yeah, tough spot.
yeah, yeah. Side note: the Broncos laying 6.5 against my Patriots when Russell Wilson is literally an automatic against the spread loss as a favorite is hilarious. Anyway,
Now it's 7, by the way.
anyway, I'm done with the Broncos, but you look at last year, the Vikings faced the Lions. They lost 34-23 on the road with Kirk Cousins. And then Nick Mullins lost to Jake Browning last week. And yet you see only a field goal in most spots. I got plus 3.5. I think you can still get plus 3.5 in some spots. There's a reason for that. It's because this Lions defense is fucking atrocious.
Mhm.
I've been saying it all season long that eventually they're going to start giving up points to anybody. They made Justin Fields look awesome. And then last week, you saw Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson on the sidelines. They didn't play a good offensive game, and they still put up 3 touchdowns. So
Should
this
have
Lions,
been another one, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the Lions, they ranked number 30 in drawback EPA per play allowed. Horrendous pass defense. So you put many professional quarterbacks with a healthy Justin Jefferson, now an actual run game with Ty Chandler, obviously the TJ Hawkinson revenge, Jordan Addison. I feel like the Vikings offense should again show up. I would be surprised if they don't score 3 touchdowns again.
Mhm.
And then the Vikings defense has been better. They're number 3 in drawback EPA per play allowed since week 10. And Jared Goff notoriously struggles on the road. This feels like one of those games where Jared Goff looks atrocious like he did on Thanksgiving Day against the Packers. And also, reason I upped it to 1.5 is we got a system active for this game. It's kind of cherry picked, but it
I'll be
fits
the
my
judge.
narrative
Let's
here.
hear it.
Yeah, it fits my narrative here, so I'll say it, which is in the late season, which is week 16 onwards, underdogs of less than 8 in games where the Vegas totals are in the 40s. 164, 72, and 6. It's a 70% hit rate plus 32% ROI. So 1.5 unit bet on Vikings plus 3.5.
Yeah, I personally don't know if the trend that system has a lot to do with this, but I will
Yeah.
say I do like the spot because you're essentially, getting a Lions team coming off a pretty big win. It was a primetime game, so there's definitely some, more conviction from even sharp bettors too, because sometimes, we talk a lot about public too. I mean, sharp bettors still can get caught into traps all the time. And I think
Yeah.
like this is one of those spots where, the Vikings, I think, get respect defensively, but I don't think offensively they are getting enough respect in coming into this game. But I will say, like, you still have Justin Jefferson, you have Addison, you
Yeah.
have Hawkinson. I need Hawkinson to have a big game, by the way, too, for best ball. So I like the spot for him. But yeah, what about the over too? I mean, that kind of sounds like it's maybe a little bit correlated here.
I legitimately do not want to trust. It sounds weird. I hate Nick Mullins, but I don't want to trust Jared
I
Goff. I've actually
guess
been
that Vikings defense, right? Yeah.
I've actually been a notorious Jared Goff fan. Like since his Rams days, I've been saying Jared Goff is good, which I guess more people are on board with that now. But I don't want to trust Jared Goff in this matchup. Just not a good draw for him. Feels like
Yeah.
he just completely shit the bed. I think Vikings win outright, probably by a full touchdown.
I will say though, at least it's in a dome setting versus
Mm-hmm.
back
Yeah.
in the day when Minnesota didn't have a dome. Well, I guess
Yeah.
that was only like what was that only a season? Do you remember when they played at like the was it the Gophers Stadium? Do you remember that? It was like I think it was
I don't.
only
I
a
don't.
season. It was in
I don't.
between. You remember when like the stadium like collapsed or whatever, and then they had to
Oh yeah.
relocate.
Yep. Yep.
But I guess that was only like for a season. But yeah, at
Yeah,
least it's in a dome though
what
for
year was
Goff.
that?
But I feel like that was like I want to say like 2018 or maybe
Yeah,
2017.
it feels like it. I don't know why it feels like longer ago than it actually was, but
Yeah, I'll have to fact check that, but yeah, I
yeah.
remember that was weird because I think it snowed and then the
Mhm.
dome collapsed and they're like, yeah, we have to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, uh, and then let's see, do you
I'll
have
give you the
one more?
I'll give you the twist play real quick, and it's a rare occasion of me playing a total, and it's on Monday night, last game of the slate. I feel like the rinse and repeat with the unders have been a wagon. I mean, but it feels like the last few primetime games have been amazing, high scoring games. Even last night, it's a bad game, but it went over.
Mhm.
But I'm going back to the under in the Ravens 49ers game. This was my Super Bowl prediction, and I kind of hope the Ravens win this so that I could get better prices on the 49ers when they rematch at the Super Bowl. But regardless, 28-4-1 run on the under when you have a close spread on Monday Night Football. But the reason I'm taking this is 49ers win on defense by stifling the run. Number 7 run stop win rate. Their weakness is so they also pressure the quarterback, but the weakness is a secondary.
Mhm.
And the Baltimore pass catchers banged up, right? Obviously, Mark Andrews not there. Odell's been dealing with injuries, and I guess it's not been advertised lately, but he's been dealing with injuries. So Lamar sees I said this several weeks ago. Early in the season, we are fading Lamar when he has to face a lot of pressure, especially without Mark Andrews.
Mhm.
Sees a massive dip in throwing metrics when he's under pressure. So I think Lamar struggles in this one. And then on the other hand, it's scary to fade the 49ers offense. Brock Purdy's actually good. I've been on that train for a long time. But Ravens are one of the best secondaries in football. Number 3 in PFF coverage grade. Number 13 dropback EPA per play allowed since week 10. The 49ers offense has seemed matchup proof, but the last time they faced a coverage defense that was top 10 was week 6 against the Browns when they lost 19-17. So I feel like if there's any spot where Brock Purdy struggles a little bit, it's this one. The Ravens defensive game planning, big fan of what they do on defense. So under 47.
Yeah, the pass catchers for the 49ers are definitely going to have to win some routes in this because I can see some
Yeah.
aggressive coverages and just kind of forcing Purdy to throw. But Ayuk has been pretty solid against man, but
Yeah.
it's just about can the Ravens pressure, uh, you know, the
Yeah.
quarterback and get to Purdy.
I feel
I
like
like
this is
that,
going to have to be a big Debo game because I am a Brandon Ayuk super fan. I've always been. So
dude.
I feel like the Ravens
Fuck, man. He's
is
been so
beast.
good over the. I mean, even from when he was drafted, I think like going back to that draft, you had to take Jerry Judy, like coming out of college. You
Yeah.
like if you would have taken Ayuk, people would have been like, "You're out of your fucking mind." Like,
Right.
but I think Ayuk from year 1 to year 3, like
Yeah.
his growth has been. I mean, you could put him up. Like, I think the gap from him to Justin Jefferson is very much slimmer than it is from a margin perspective from him to Judy the other way.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's going to have to be a big Debo game because the Ravens try to take away the other team's alpha. So Debo been talking a lot this season. He got to.
I know. Can the Ravens, can they stop CMC from getting in the end zone?
I'm not taking the no. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know. So in my best ball pod to get to the finals, there's 8 teams with CMC. So it's kind of one of those situations where I'm even a touchdown, I'm like, okay, but if he has like a touchdown 150 yards or 2 touchdowns, I'm basically done. So it's like that game, it's going to be the last game of the night or the week. It's going to come down to my Christmas could be ruined. Do you know the whole story about Kamara, right? Back in the day?
Yeah.
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 Awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you had to run.
Oh no, I was just saying that Alvin. I was expecting Alvin Kamara to have. I was going to say about Kamara that I was expecting him to have a big game yesterday. Did not exactly happen, but CMC was. I'm definitely not going to post a bunch of emojis and say take the under here.
Yeah. No, it's every time like you try to do that, it's he too much volume. Too much volume. He's a very likable guy too. He was on the Manning cast. And I'm impartial. I'm a Colorado guy, but he seems just like a dude who loves ball, man. Like did you see him call the play out too on the Manning cast?
I was. So this was the first Manning cast I watched all season long because my hotel TV only had the Manning cast.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the guests suck like more than half the time. But when you get a guy on like CMC who knows football, it's fun because you can like break down the plays.
We got CMC and Mina Kimes. I was happy.
Oh yeah, I didn't see was Mina good? She's always pretty good.
She's always great. She's literally saying what I want to say, but just says it out loud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, best of luck at $100 this week. So if you have a good week, be a good Christmas present at the end of the week. So
you need to actually pick the winners this time.
Yeah, exactly. That would be good. Okay, man.
Have a good
we'll see you. Yeah, those are Discord notifications. I think it was on Han's side, but it's all good. I'm just kind of used to him at this point, so I didn't even really hear him. So he liked the under. No, he didn't like that. Well, he liked the under in the game we were just talking about. But the first play he liked was the Vikings. I think the best number is at 3 right now. He might have got it at 3.5. Facts, dude. There's too many, man. I even mute my own Discord sometimes. Just too many. Kind of. Do you guys feel like there's, like 2 years ago there was like a good number of Discords for sports betting? I feel like now there's too many. There's just too many. So it's first play Vikings +3, and then the second play he liked the under in the Ravens 49ers 47. Man, we have football all weekend. We got a pretty good slate Saturday, Christmas Eve, Sunday, and then we got the Monday slate. Man, I really need CMC to not have a good game, man. That'd be huge. Although it's funny, my wife is in the finals of her fantasy league. I don't know why they're doing the finals this week, but she has Christian McCaffrey, so I guess hopefully one of us comes out victorious. Let's see here. If you guys want to come on stream, there's the link. As mentioned, this week we're doing $100. So first place gets $100. The twist play is a Christmas Day play. There are 3 games on Christmas. Ravens, 49ers, Giants, Eagles, and then the Raiders and the Chiefs. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we have 10 on Christmas Eve. Pretty good. Pretty good, man. I like the slate. Though I do need some props for the Broncos game. They are not out yet. Or at least they weren't out for the players that I checked. Let's see if there are a few for Bailey Zappi. Okay, I guess they do have some props out. They just didn't have one for Hunter Henry. Let's see. I think this could be a snow game. I need to check the weather, but apparently there was supposed to be a bunch of snow. Let's see here. Let's check the weather here. Put on my weather hat. Denver weather weekend. I think it's looking clear. It's going to be cold. It could be windy. I don't know. What is this saying? One more mild day before weekend, rain, snow. Oh, it looks like it's going to hit Monday. So I think the snow. Hold on. I'm seeing some mixed reports here, but look, in Colorado, the weather reports are tough because when the systems move over the mountain range, you get a lot of volatility. Let's see. Come on. What do we got? Cold, snow, Christmas. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone really knows. It's a night game. I would play that one by ear. 34.5 though, that's a low total. That is a low total, and I have a feeling that's kind of factoring in weather a little bit. I mean, it opened up at 36 at Circa, dropped immediately. Think about this. If we get a 21-14, that's an over. It's like you don't have a lot of room for error. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I need to hit up my weather people on this because I'm seeing, again, a lot of mixed reports on what the weather will be. All right, let's go to what was the other game I wanted to look at? Oh, Dolphins Cowboys. That's one we haven't really discussed yet. I think Tyreek Hill's going to be playing. This is the tough one for me because I think the spot to fade the Cowboys was last week. And I don't know if I love the spot. I mean, Cowboys have been playing really good. You take away that game, they've been playing better ball than the Dolphins overall, but that's a tough one. Spread sitting at 1 to pick them. I think I lean with the Dolphins. I do, but I'm probably not going to be on that. Okay. I just want to see another weather report here. Sunday. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. It looks like it's going to snow in the morning, but I think we'll be fine. I think the weather will be nice and well, it's going to be crisp. It's going to be cold. But man, it could be a Javonte Williams type day. What are his props sitting at? Javonte Williams. What about carries? Attempts 15 and a half. That's pretty steep. That's pretty damn steep. What about Zeke? Ezekiel Elliott. Don't really have numbers out. There aren't a lot of numbers out for Patriots players. Bailey Zappi has a number out, though. Rush yards, 6.5 for him. Pass attempts, 29.5. Man, Bailey Zappi under 188.5. That could be a decent play. What did he have last game? $180 last game. It's just hard to say. They're going to be trailing, which makes it scary, but I have to wait on that. Although that number might go away. It is 179 at Bet Rivers. It's not the worst middle in the world. 5% middle. But the land right in between that can be tough, especially when it's a passing number. Let me get back to do this. No. Yeah. All right. What's another game we have not talked about? Bucks and Jags. That's kind of a big game from a playoff standpoint, right? If you go to the NFL standings here, well, now with the Saints loss, I think the Bucks can win and then be outright first. But the Jags, Jags need a win to stay a top two. So either way, pretty big game for both teams. A little interstate Florida matchup here. That could be an interesting game. Sneakily a pretty good game. Jets and Commanders, probably the mid-off of the day. I didn't see all of it, but is it basically just in interviews and things like that? Body language. I mean, I saw a clip of I think it was George Pickens in practice, and he was going so slow, and I think TJ Watt called just selective. He didn't specifically say who it was, but he said there's guys going half-ass in practice. Yeah, and then you had Pickens not blocking. Didn't Warren say he was like, I would have blocked if that was me or something? The only thing that it always scares me in these spots, because I've done this before, where I think as a head coach, you have to rally around something. And if you can rally around something, it can like light some fuel under a team. Because think of it this way, the Steelers are sitting at 7-7. And I mean, technically, like I think there's like a small chance for the playoffs for them, but it's pretty slim. But if Tomlin can rally everyone and say, like, hey guys, like Cowher's talking shit about us. First take, Stephen A. Smith, like all this, right? You wonder if they can come up fired up. But at the same time, it can just be the complete opposite, and it can even be worse, right? Where the Steelers just come out flat. It's like a pre-Christmas Eve game. It's on a Saturday. Did they even come out? Um, as a wide receiver, I can't fucking stand when I see that, man. It's just wide receivers. I mean, this is why we have to respect the wide receivers who are absolute dogs out there. Like Cooper Kupp, man. I know he dropped 2 touchdown passes last night, but watch that guy on passing or run plays, guys. That dude, like off the line of scrimmage, you can't tell if it's a run or pass until you either see him run a route or you see the running back get the ball in his hands. And I challenge you guys to do this for your favorite team. When they have the ball on offense, just watch the wide receivers. Some wide receivers, you'll be able to say like, "Oh, that's a run." I can even tell sometimes the way wide receivers stand sometimes in their stance, which is really crazy to think about. Because if I see it on TV, I guarantee the defensive coordinators are seeing that. They see way more than I do. They have way more film. They have way more time. They have way more team members and resources. So Steelers have to figure it out. But I think it could be a live spot. Kind of see how Steelers come out. Do they look lackadaisical? Do they look unmotivated? It's still Tomlin. I know people are calling for his head, but keep that in mind. He has been a really good head coach, ATS wise. So, any player props you love? I technically don't have anything I love. I haven't even fired anything up yet, but I was taking a look at Hawkinson receptions. Was one. I think Boyd receptions could be a good look without Chase. There was an under I liked. What was it? Bailey Zappi under is on my lean list at 188.5 passing yards. That's a Sunday game. I think that number drops. I think it drops. Chicago getting 4. I mean, when's the last time Chicago's been a 4-point favorite or more? Seriously, when is that? It's probably been like 3-4 years. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. The only thing is like Rudolph can kind of sling the rock a little bit, but at the same time, he has to throw it to someone. So I'm gonna see if I can find the history of the Bears. So they were 3.5-point favorites against Carolina. They lost by the hook this year. That's the last I can find. Just has this year. Yeah, let's see 2022. Let's see if they have. Okay, it's 2022. Dogs. They had a push against Houston. They pushed -3. Looks like the last time they've been a favorite of over 3 points was no, that's pretty you gotta go back to 2021 against the Giants. Yeah, against the Giants. Hold on. I gotta double check this because if true, I'm gonna make a post about this. Yep, that's right. Okay, 3. Oh, I guess it was Carolina. They were 3.5 against Carolina. I don't know. Seems like a lot of points for the Bears to cover. God, I kind of like the Cardinals. What are your thoughts there? That's an ugly game. Maybe I maybe I shouldn't be on that. I also kind of feel like the Falcons run the shit out of Bijan today or tomorrow. I guess it's Sunday. Sorry, that's on Sunday. The whole Arthur Smith thing with fantasy and we're here to win. But it's so risky. I mean, he could come out and have another stunker. He had 7 carries for 11 yards last game. Game before, 10 of 34. I have no clue what they're trying to do. I mean, Algier's been getting the ball a little bit more, but Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, they've been putting. I mean, what is the year here? Is it 2018 again? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I know a lot of fantasy owners were not happy about that. All right, I think I am going to call it. If anyone last second wants to hop on stream, let me know. Pitch some plays for the weekend in the NFL or really anything. I don't care. Come on with some European basketball. I'm assuming that there's some European basketball going on. I mean, there's so many European basketball leagues because every time I look at like, oh, I wonder what this player's doing these days. He's like in some Turkish league or some league in Croatia. Respect. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching some games. What do I have anything in action right now? No, I have nothing right now. I'm glad I don't because I was thinking about taking Drexel and they're losing by 23. So I'm glad I did not fire that up. He kind of did. He didn't sit on the lap. They had this little parade in our neighborhood, but I think next year is going to be his first Santa experience. The obligatory Santa picture with the baby crying, probably. Ooh. Try to see if I have any leans in some of these early college basketball games. Tulane, not a bad look, but -4. Before that, we have James Madison over 160, kind of tempting. I don't want to take the spread though. 21 and a half. I would actually lean 21 and a half for Morgan State if you could find it. Murray State looks nice, or sorry, SMU looks nice against Murray State. Couldn't tell you on that one. I haven't looked enough yet. I'll write that down though. I took Georgetown plus 17 and a half. I know it's ugly. Fuck it. Had to do it. Georgetown, just one time, have a good game, please. What about that Houston Dallas game in the NBA? Aren't there like plenty of guys out? Kind of seems like a sneaky spot. But I mean, it's already factored in. Dallas, could Dallas pull an upset? If it was at home, I would think about Dallas. Houston's actually been really good at home. Really good at home. Oh, I was looking at Colorado State over, but I didn't fire it up. Let's see if the line moved in it a little bit. Let's take a look here. See, it's kind of going down. Oh, wait, did it go up? What was it sitting at last night? I'm losing my mind. Let's see here. I actually think it is going up. I just have a bad feeling that LMU is going to slow it down big time, and Colorado State, they do have injuries, and if Isaiah Stevens starts missing shots, that offense gets so stagnant. Wisconsin, Chicago State under 134, sitting at 132 and a half at Bookmaker. Let me type that in here. It could be a good look. $134.5 at Bet Online if you have that. Oh, wait, is it coming back up? Coming back up a little bit. Okay, I don't know. I guess, okay, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe the over is the look there. Maybe stay away from that one. It's kinda going all over. Uh, Good question. I will reach out to Nick to get those up. It's 132. Could do a little middle there, but see if I can find a 134.5. I know that the thing I hate about Wisconsin is they've had games where they slow it down, but they've also had those games where they've scored 80 plus. It's like their pace is all over the place. I mean, if they kind of stick to average, I'd feel good about this going way under, but that's why middle isn't the worst situation here. Let's see, pace. It has been slowing down a little bit. They have been playing a little slower. Let's see here. Yeah, AJ's store has been all over the place. Thoughts on TCU? Didn't TCU just play last night? That's kind of an interesting back to back. Wait, did Nevada play last night? Is it a let's see. Nevada must have played last night then too, right? Kind of would lean under. Neutral. I mean, I guess it's just more of the back to back angle. Might have to look into that a little more. Elon. Yeah, if the model likes the under in that TC game, I might fire that up. The Elon game is interesting. You said, let's take a look. All right, I'm gonna do more research on that one. All right, I'm gonna call it, guys. Probably have some plays today, some more plays. I'll be in the Discord today, so if you guys want to say what up and keep your eyes peeled, I might throw some plays in there. Appreciate you guys joining us. I don't know what the stream schedule will be like this weekend with Christmas and everything, but we will keep you guys posted. And favorite dog. My favorite probably. Well, my dog's gonna be Georgetown. Ugly, I know. Favorite. I don't have anything for a favorite yet. I'll still take a look at the board. Kind of feel like Notre Dame bounces back at home, but that's kind of a square take on my end here. CSU, but I don't know about that spot. I don't know about that spot. Yeah, JMU is sketchy. That game starts pretty soon too. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you later.